Salutations to all, this is our third saga. We are doing an intense review of new cards from the latest expansion known as Ikoria, which expands the universe of Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering Arena. This standard seems very fun because the theme, which has to do with primordial or primitive life forms on this universe of Ikoria. Now planeswalkers can travel through many multiverses. That makes them very special. Ikoria has many amazing artworks. We have given few of them 5 on 5. Many cards were lacking depth of field, more expressionism touch, more realism touch, more abstractism, more polishing, poor background, poor artwork that could have been polished to a greater. So we also gonna review the artwork. We also gonna talk about some tactics. We're gonna go card by card. That is the best way to learn. So sit back, relax on your couch, and I'm gonna go through each card. So you can catch up on first and second saga. This is our third saga. So this is intense review on artwork, the overall card, tactics. So let us continue. Now we are moving to red mana. Blazing Volley. It's a sorcery, common card. Cost 1 mountain only. Blazing Volley deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. This will be widely used in constructed deck and also sealed deck and draft deck. Blazing Volley. Your new nightmare have come for all the aggressive deck players. I myself will put this card in my deck because of the effectiveness of mana. It costs only 1 mana. Very nice card. So the effectiveness of the card on the scale of 5 is 1 out of 5. 5 out of 5. The effectiveness is 5 out of 5 and the artwork is, that's a very nice artwork, but I wish there was a lot more details because we have seen more fanciness. But still, this is great artwork. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 artwork. Next, Blitter Split Gremlin. It's a creature. Cost 1 mountain to cast this creature Gremlin spell. Cost 1 mana to tap it and activate another ability. Blister Split Gremlin deals 1 damage to each opponent. So it deals damage to opposing adversary. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap Blister Split Gremlin. So you can use it more than one time. Let's say you cast a non-creature spell. My Blister Split becomes untapped. And I redo the ability and deal 1 damage to each opponent. This is only good for draft and seal decks. Out of that, the effectiveness of this card in construction is less because construction deck will have all the removals in the world, and of course many opponent focuses on healing, gaining life. So overall effectiveness is 1 out of 5, but it's great, again it's great for draft and seal, not good for construction. The condition is you have to cast non-creature spells to make it more effective. The artwork looks great, 3 out of 5. A little bit of realism on the foreground, on the background. The face and the eyes is all blurred out. Many artwork are lacking details, the artistic feature. So we are just giving it 3 out of 5 due to the details of color. Very nice. Alright, next. Instant, 1 mana, 1 mountain, or 1 red mana. Blitz of it's an instant card. You can cast it any time if you have the mana. Blitz of the Thunder Raptor deals damage to target creature or planeswalker, equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. Amazing card, and right away we know it's gonna be great on construction, draft, and seal. And not only that, it exiles the creature. So for all the decks that has a lot of removing or a lot of non-creature spells, I mean instant and sorcery spells, gonna take great advantage. I'm gonna add this 4th time in my deck, that's for sure. Great card. And my graveyard is usually filled with instant and sorcery removals. And not only that, it deals damage to the creature and planeswalker, 5 on 5 on the effectiveness of the card. And the art, it's okay, 2 out of 5. Let's move on. Cathartic Reunion, sorcery, common card, 1 mana, 1 red mana to cast. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. So if you have 2 bad cards, you can discard those 2 cards and hopefully you'll get 3 more better cards. Effectiveness of this card is 5 on 5. The artwork is a mixture of realism and background lacks realism. It's more like artwork, like a realistic person hugging a Muppet or something. A 1 out of 5 artwork. Next, Clash of Titans. Wow. Right away we know it's a great art. Canted angle. And you can feel the force of this creature. There's a little bit of use of what's up with the color of red. It looks so less texturized, the color red. Anyway, target creature fights another target creature. It's a great artwork. A lot of blurriness going on in the background. Anyway, it costs 3 mana plus 2 mountain or 2 red mana. Target creature fights another target creature. Wow. And 3 mana and 2 mountain to cast that. I'll pass. Really impossible for draft and seal, and too much mana for constructed. It's an instant, that's the only good part. what a bad card. 1 out of 5 on the card effectiveness due to high cost. And the picture is good, although it's lacking a lot of texture, details. I would give it a 4 out of 5. Let's move on. Cloud Piercer. Wow, it's a nice artwork. Depicts the card's theme. It has 5 damage, 4 health, 4 mana to cast, plus 1 mountain or red mana. It has reach. Whenever this creature mutates, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So it has a free cycle effect. So whenever this creature mutates, you get the effect. And other than that, you can use it as a mutate on another creature. That creature will get this ability, but it has to mutate one more time in order for the ability to be effective. Mutation or enchantment costs 3 mana or 1 mountain or 1 red. The artwork is top notch. 5 on 5. Cloud Piercer. Common card, very nice artwork. Let's move on. Grunith Stinger. Whenever you cycle another card, Grunith Stinger deals 1 damage to each opponent. Oh, by the way, the effectiveness of this card, Cloud Piercer, is good for draft and sealed, and also construction, because it has reach and a free cycle effect and a huge damage. So I'll give it a 5 on 5. Grunith Stinger, cycling 1, creature with 2 attack point, 2 health. Whenever you cycle another card, Grunith Stinger deals 1 damage to each opponent. So already we can pay 1 extra and start the cycle. Discard a card, draw a card, deal 1 damage to each opponent. But it has a small life, but it's still effective when the opponent has 5 life left. Very good in construction, draft and seal. 5 on 5 on effectiveness, and artwork looks crazy. Very details on the effect of flare. Nice background. Oh, what's up? It looks little flushed, the color. Flushed out. Not missing details. But the artwork itself is amazing. So I'll give it 5 on 5 for a common card. Everquill Phoenix. 2 mana and 2 mana. 2 red mana. 4 damage, 4 health. Impossibly playable on draft and seal, but for 3 mana and 1 red mana, it's a nice mutation for your creature. But by itself of a creature, it's huge costly. It's good for construction. Whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact token named Feather, which can be sacrificed. Feather, return target Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Pay 1. It's gonna be widely used in everything, draft, seal, and construction. The Phoenix is just gonna keep returning on the battlefield. New nightmare have arrived. creature Phoenix, Everquill Phoenix. Artwork is great. Nice use of fire colors, red, orange, yellow. Very nice. 5 on 5 on the artwork, 5 on 5 on the effectiveness. Let's move on to the next one. Ferocious Tigorilla. Creature Cat Ape. Common card, 3 mana and 1 red mana or mountain. It has 4 attack point, 3 health. Ferocious Tigorilla enters the battlefield with your choice of trample or mana's counter on it. So you can turn this gem into a unblocking creature because the opponent would need minimum 2 creatures to block it. And that means 4 damage that will be dealt upon them, depending how much health they have, of course. Great in draft CEO. In the construction, forget about it, it's gonna be easily removed. But overall, effectiveness 5 on 5. Artwork is great. 3 on 5. Let's continue. Fire Prophecy. 1 mana, 1 mountain or red mana. Fire Prophecy deals 3 damage to target creature. You may put a card from your hand on the you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. If you do, draw a card. So if you have a bad card, you can send it on the bottom of the library, and you get to draw a card. Fire Prophecy, very nice card. Effectiveness 5 on 5. Artwork very simple, 1 out of 5. Let's move on. Flame Spiel. Flame Spiel deals. Oh, by the way, Fire Prophecy will be great in seal, draft, and construction. Flame Spiel. Wow, what a nice, effective artwork. There was more 3 dimension into the flaming lava behind these 2 subjects. There's a little bit of realism. We just wish there was a little bit more depth, but overall, the artwork by itself, it's amazing. So 2 mana, 1 mountain or red mana. Flame Spiel deals 4 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controllers instead. 4 damage for 3 mana. It's very nice, good for seal draft and construction. Flame Spiel. Effectiveness of the card 5 on 5. Artwork 5 on 5. Let's move on. Footfall Crater. Very childish artwork. Enchanted Land has target creature gains trample and haste until end of turn. And it also has a cycling, discard a card and draw a hopefully better card. Cost only 1 red mana. Great for cycling effect. Effectiveness of the card 5 on 5. And the artwork is great, 5 on 5. Gives you the glimpse of the world. Nice background, foreground, and it's an uncommon card. Forbidden Friendship, 1 mana and 1 red mana. Create a 1 attack point, 1 health red dinosaur creature token with haste, and 1 red, 1 white. And 1 attack point, 1 health white human soldier creatures token. Creature token. So you get 2 creature with 1 attack point, 1 health for the cost of 1 mana, 1 mountain. It's a common sorcery. Very nice. It's like a realism mixed with a cartoon or Muppet. Could have been done better. Maybe 1 out of 5. And effectiveness of this card. Great for aggressive deck. Great for seal draft and construction. To fill up the board with creature ASAP. 5 on 5 on the effectiveness. Let's continue. Didn't we see this artwork before? Oh, it's sort of the same. They ran out of ideas. Yeah, Frenzied Raptor. 2 mana, 1 mountain. It has 4 attack point, 2 health. Very effective creature. In construction and sealed only though. In draft and seal only, not construction. Effectiveness 5 on 5. And artwork. There's a lot of blurriness going on here. They could have added more details. But overall the setting and everything looks nice. 5 on 5. Let's see. Frill Scare Mentor. When Frill Scare Mentor enter the battlefield, put a menace counter on target non-human creature you control. Cost 2 mana, 1 mountain, or red mana to cast. It has 3 attack point, 2 health. And it has an ability, you pay 2 mana, 1 mountain, tap it. Put a +1 attack point, +1 health on each creature you control with menace. So your creature has to have menace. This would be great for seal, draft, and constructed. 5 on 5 on the effectiveness. Artwork 0. Very bad artwork. It could have been more detailed. And I would say 1 out of 5. It's lacking details. Alright, next. Go for blood. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Cost 1 mana to cast, +1 red mountain or red mana. Cycling 1. Yeah, good for green and red decks combined to make the huge creature fight the opponent creature. Anyway, let's and effectiveness 5 out of 5, and also mutated creature will take huge advantage of it. Plus the cycling effect, great for opting for a better card. Artwork is very nice too. A lot of details. Very nice artwork. 5 on 5. Let's continue. 8 and reflexes. 1 mountain or red mana. Target creature gets +1 health until end of turn. Put a first strike on counter on it. Okay, so the counter will remain on the first strike. So your creature becomes a first strike creature permanently and gets +1 until end of the turn. Very nice Artwork 1 out of 5. Looks very unpolished. And first strike is great on creature because they will deal damage even before the other opponent's creature deals any damage to it. Next, and also first strike is always good. Plus it's an instant, so effective in construction, seal, and draft. 5 on 5 on effectiveness. Artwork 1. Next, Lava Serpent. Wow, this card depicts the primordialness or primitiveness of giant creatures of Ikoria. 5 on 5 on the artwork. Here is a creature bathing on the lava lake. And it costs 5 mana and 1 mana to one red mana to cast. It has haste, cycling 2 for 2 mana. Very effective because it has haste. It has 5 attack point and 5 health. Very nice. 5 on 5 on the effectiveness in seal, draft, and construction. Let's move on. Wow, a planeswalker. Luca. Costs 3 mana to cast. And plus 2 mountain or 2 red mana. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards, exile. This way, gain. You may cast this card from exile as long as you control Luca Planeswalker. Interesting. Second ability. Cost 2 loyalty point. Exile target creature you control. Then reveal a card from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Exile target creature you control, then reveal cards until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Okay, that's pretty bad. So it has to be more than 5 mana. The creature I need to draw. It's good for big decks, like a constructed deck that has big creatures that cost huge mana. But I have to also exile target creature. Then reveal cards from the top of my library until you reveal a creature card. Okay, so I have to exile a creature of X mana cost. Then I can reveal the top cards of my library until I reveal a creature. Then if it's higher than the sacrifice creature, I can put it on the battlefield. Very nice. Okay, -7 loyalty point. Third ability. Each creature you control deals damage equal to each power to each opponent. Nice. But I prefer the first ability only. Worth it for just for the first ability. Look at the but the thing is, it's gonna gain only +1 loyalty point. I wish it was 2 because I need to worry about its defense. But it's only good for 1 turn if it survives more turn. Even merrier. Well, we can't give a planeswalker, while most of the planeswalker are less than 5 on 5. They're very handy. Whereas this one particularly, it's mixture of good and bad in terms of effectiveness. So I'll give it a 5 on 5 because of the first ability. While it has a huge cost, you need 2 extra mountain to cast, or red mana. In terms of artwork, a lot of details, 5 on 5. Can't complain. Texture on the clothes are seen. His mount or pet looks amazing. Look, Copper Coat Outcast. Alright, next opponent. Next card. Momentum Rumbler. Whenever Momentum Rumbler attacks, if it doesn't have first strike, put a first strike counter on it. Whenever Momentum Rumbler attacks, if it has first strike, it gains double strike until end of turn. Wow, very effective. Only 3 mana and 1 red mana. It has 3 attack and 3 health. First strike are very defensive. But later on it becomes double strike until end of turn. Very nice. It's going to be effective in construction, constructed deck, seal and draft. 5 on 5 on the effectiveness. The artwork looks great. 5 on 5. Just look at the fierce artwork. The amazing details of the sky on the background. The effect of creature's rush on the foreground is great. And you can even see the reflection of the sky on the creature's back. How can it not be 5 on 5? Mythos of Bedrock. This is a great artwork, but it doesn't look like cave painting. So we have to give the artwork 1 out of 5. Cave paintings doesn't have that type of geometrical shape. So that's why. Other than that, effectiveness, Mythos of Vadrog deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creature or planeswalker. And if white mana and blue mana was also spent to cast the spell until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. Okay, I'm not too worried about the second condition, but the first condition is great. 1 damage divided. There are better cards, of course. Effectiveness, I'm on 5 damage really, and it has to be divided. I guess I'll use it in my constructed, and it's a rare card. Costs 2 mana and 2 mountain. So 5 on 5 on the effectiveness. Next, Porco Parrot. Creature bird beast. You can use it as a mutation. Mutation cost 2 mana, 1 mountain. And creature by itself is 3 mana, 1 mountain. This creature deals X damage to any target where X is the number of time this creature has mutated. So you can add this ability to any creature by attaching it, by paying the mutation cost. But by itself, I need to attach another mutation. Uh, for it to be effective. Just nice 3 attack point, 4 health. Over time it will pay off. Effectiveness 5.5, artwork 1 out of 5, nothing interesting here. Let's move on. Pickly Marmoset. First strike, whenever you cycle a card, Pickly Marmoset gets +2 attack point and 0 health until end of turn. Costs 2 mana and 1 mountain. Has 2 attack point, 3 health. It has first strike. The artwork is top notch. Visible eye, details, background of the primitive landscape. Very nice. 5 on 5. And the first strike ability will be great in construction and no, not construction, sorry, yeah, draft and seal only. 5 on 5 on the effectiveness. Next, Pyroceratops. It has trample. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1 attack point, +1 health counter on Pyroceratops. So the counter will remain permanently whenever I will cast non-creature spell. Great in constructed deck. Also in draft and seal. 3 mana +1 red mana. Has 2 attack point and 3 health. Let's move on. Oh, and the artwork, it's okay, 1 out of 5. Effectiveness 5 on 5. Raking Claws. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. It's an instant. You can't mess with instant. Effectiveness 5 on 5. 1 mana, 1 red mana to cast. And the artwork looks amazing. There's a perspective, greatness of perspective. And it tells a story. 5 on 5 on the artwork. Effectiveness 5 on 5. Reptilian Reflection. Artwork 1 out of 5. It could have been way better. Cost 2 mana, 1 red mana to cast. It's an enchantment. Whenever you cycle a card, you may have Reptilian Reflection become a 5 damage. 5 attack point, 4 health dinosaur creature with trample and haste in addition to its other types until end of turn. Only until end of turn. Great for draft and seal, not good for construction. 5 on 5 on the effectiveness and 1 out of 5 on the terms of artwork. Rooting Moloch. Creature lizard, 4 attack point, 4 health, cost 4 mana to cast +1 red mana. When Rooting Moloch enters the battlefield, exile target card with a cycling ability from your graveyard until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Great for doing combo of cycling, good in construction. And also good in draft and seal because many cards have cycling effect. 4 damage, 4 mana to cast, 1 red mana. It has 4 attack point, 4 health. Effectiveness 5 on 5. Artwork 1 out of 5. There's nothing unique about this artwork. Rumbling Rock Slide. Rumbling Rock Slide deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Effectiveness 1 out of 5 because it's too costly. But then again, if we think deeply, delve deeply, there will be big creatures, mutating creatures. Any removal can make a huge difference. It reminds us of Gates Ablaze. Depending on how many gates you control, you deal that much damage. But on this instance, all the lands count start the damage. But it just cost 4 mana. A lot of it's costly, but at the end it will be worth it. 3 mana, 1 red mana. Effectiveness 5 on draft seal and construction. Artwork 1 out of 5. Nothing important here. Common card. Let's move on. Next. Sanctuary Smasher. First strike. It has 6 attack point and 4 health. Cycling is a very expensive 2 mana and 1 red mana. When you cycle Sanctuary Smasher, put a first strike counter on target creature you control. It gives first strike on target creature. This is really bad in draft and seal. You're gonna be lucky if you have 6 mana even if you're playing mono red mana deck. In construction, just the 2 mountain is too expensive. 1 out of 5 on the on the effectiveness of the card, and 1 out of 5 in the artwork. It looks crazy, but it looks like a huge mass of color. Shredded Sails, 1 mana, 1 mountain. Choose one. Destroy target creature, or Shredded Sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. Destroy target artifact, or Shredded Sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. Cycling 2. Cost 2 mana to cycle. Effectiveness 5 on 5. Artwork 1 out of 5. Nothing fancy here. Oh, look at that. That's a nice artwork. Although it's missing details, but just the combination of colors and abstractism gives it a nice aesthetic look. 5 out of 5 on the artwork. It's a common card, 2 mana, 1 red mana. You can cast it. It has 3 attack point, 2 health. Spell Eater Wolverine has double strike as long as there are 3 or more instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. So for 3 mana it can have double strike. Interesting. I mean, for 3 mana you can cast this creature and it can have double strike if you have instant and sorcery card. 3 altogether. Effectiveness great in sealed and draft only. However, in terms of artwork, it's a 5 on 5. Very nice artwork. Alright, next. Tentative Connection. This spell costs 3 less to cast. If you control a creature with menace, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. So it costs 3 mana and 3 mana plus 1 red mana to cast. It's a sorcery. It's great to take control of creatures. Effectiveness 5/5, artwork 1 out of 5. Not much to see here. Missing details. Okay, anyway. Unpredictable Cyclone. It's an enchantment. If a cycling ability of another non-land card would cause you to draw a card, instead exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type with the cycle card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the exile cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. The artwork of this card looks outdated comic book art. It costs 3 mana to cast, a plus 2 red mana. Very expensive. It's a rare card. 1 out of 5 for the artwork, and this can add many techniques. So if the card type shares the type, it can become a great combo. Great for construction, but not. There's no way we're gonna use it in seal and draft. Effectiveness of the card. I don't know, but it's gonna be great in construction, like a nightmare. So 5/5 on that. Let's move on to the next. Weaponize the monsters. Sacrifice a creature. First of all, pay 2 mana to activate the ability of the enchantment. Sacrifice a creature, weaponize the monsters, deals 2 damage to any target. Interesting. Costs only 1 red mana, but I have to sacrifice a creature. Sometimes it's worth it. 5/5 on the effectiveness, and for the artwork, 5/5. Very nice artwork. Next, Idaro, Wandering Monsters. Cost 5 mana plus 2 mountain or red mana. It has trample, haste, 8 attack point, 8 health. If you wanna use cycling, you pay 1 mana plus 1 red mana. When you cycle Idaro, Wandering Monsters, shuffle it in your library from your graveyard. Wow. We can play cycling from graveyard, if I understand clearly. It says here if you Pay close attention. Shuffle it from your library, from your graveyard. When you cycle Itaro, Wandering Monster. It's a rare card. Very nice. Effectiveness 515. Artwork. It's okay. Artwork. Gives us a glimpse of the world. Not 515 but 315. But look at the huge mana cost. 5 mana plus 2 red. Good for construction, seal, and draft. Actually, sorry, my bad. Yeah, because you're gonna be cycling a lot. You're gonna be discarding this card to the graveyard and bring it back slowly. Because you're gonna be able to easily put it on the battlefield. It's gonna be crazily used. Alright. A lot of green cards coming up soon. Multicolor. Artifacts. And lands. Excellent. So we'll end the episode right here. We'll continue with our next episode. Signing out.